June, I was diagnosed with cancer. The survival rate for young adults with cancer has not really improved in 30 years. And one of the number one reasons for that is that they don't always have access to trials with the latest drugs because they don't have the financial resources, which I was blessed to have family and friends that supported me to help me go back and forth to New York for treatment. They don't have the stability at home. They don't have the help with their children, which I had here in my community. They don't have the job security, which I had, and they said, whatever you need, you go, and the job's here when you come back. So right off the bat, even in those early weeks when we decided we were going to go to New York and get the latest immunotherapy treatments and take a leap of faith, already we could see how my life had been set up to let that happen. That was 7 months ago when all of that started, and so for the last 7 months, it's been more of that, more of the support of our family and our friends and our church, and the traveling back and forth to get infusions in New York. And it's been 7 months now since I was diagnosed, and if you Google stage 4 metastatic melanoma, the average lifespan after diagnosis is 6 to 7 months. And here I am 7 months out, as far as our PET scans can tell, cancer-free. Only 17 people out of the 100 plus had a complete response like I did. So even still, it's miraculous to have this kind of response, and we're very, very thankful. We'd been attending Holy Cross with Father Tripp, and we started coming here closer to home, and decided that would be more convenient, closer to home, with a smaller church, and so we started attending here. And I guess it was less than a year later that I was diagnosed, and then you went on sabbatical right around the same time. But it was amazing how the church was still there for us, and we couldn't always be here every week with everything that was going on, but we still felt the prayers of everybody and a peace. And I said that a lot in the early days. It's funny to think back now how crazy it sounds, but in the first couple of appointments at the doctor, when they said, it would be some sort of immunotherapy, not chemotherapy, and you won't lose your hair. Well, I looked at my mom and my husband. I said, if I don't lose my hair, we won't tell anybody. And they looked at me like I was crazy, like, how will people not know this is going on? But I thought we could just power through. No one will know. Jocelyn won't know, my oldest. We could just keep going. And within a couple of days, I knew that wasn't feasible. So I just started telling a couple people at a time, and I could feel the burden lifting, as people were praying. I was getting more relaxed. I was feeling more comfortable. And same thing when we told the church, when we told you and Tara on Facebook that time, and just said, please pray. We don't know details, but please pray. And you did, and we felt it lifting. It was a huge burden that came off of us, and a confidence and a peace that, okay, it's gonna be okay. My faith was definitely challenged. At first I was very angry. I've known much more faithful people and much more good people than me that have had to deal with worse. So it wasn't the why me in that respect, but a little bit of the, I make healthy choices, I have a healthy lifestyle, everything they tell you to do, I've done. And then now this at 31, it just doesn't seem fair. A little bit of that. That didn't linger too long. To me, faith was no guarantee I would make it through this. I've seen enough people that had very strong faith that died very young and didn't deserve it either. And it's just one of those things. So I knew faith wouldn't be the guarantee that I would survive. My faith has been with me, and I knew it would go with me whichever way this went. Whether it meant that at 31 that was it, that time on earth is done, or whether I get hopefully another 70 years. That would be great. I'm Susan Cram-Smith, and I'm a member of Good Shepherd.